Here's how you can efficiently achieve the back lever in 8 progressions. I'm Jesse Kitson-Abelson with the Movement Athlete, and here we're going to show you 8 of the best progressions to achieve that gravity-defying skill, the back lever. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to see how to properly train the back lever, which muscles to engage, some useful cues, and that way you can be on your way to achieving that skill. The progressions here will follow a similar pathway as the front lever. So let's get ready. We've got 8 excellent, efficient progressions for you to achieve the skill. So let's get started. To get more familiar with some of the positions we'll be doing in this back lever progressions video, we can actually go through some of them on the ground without worrying about being suspended and hanging on the rings, doing it real time. So let's go to the floor first. So we can go just over a couple of them. So the first one's similar to a child's pose, tuck position, and the arms can be in front of you, next to you. Really the point is that we're thinking about this compression and having the glutes come in contact with the heels, being nice and close. So this is going to be similar to the tucked back lever position, so you're familiar with the compression. And then let's go over the straddle back lever position. So just laying flat. And really the key is just understanding that the legs are going to be nice and wide and the body is flat. This is a similar position. Obviously the arms would be up when we're on the rings doing the back lever, but this is simulating what the body needs to be doing in the straddled back lever. And then let's get the legs close together and the legs bent. So here we have the half layout position. So straight hips, legs bent at vertical with the calves and feet pointing upwards. And so you'll probably feel some engaging of the hamstrings, maybe a little stretch in the quads, but this is the half lay position. And then eventually when we progress into the full body, full layout position, this is similar to the back lever and how it's all extended. And the point of this is to go over some of the positions we can manage on the floor before trying to figure it out on the rings and worrying about balance and strength, but really just can you make some of these positions on the floor before going into the back lever progressions. Our first progression is the lift through to skin the cat, and we can do this in either a tucked position or a pike position. So we'll show you what the tucked position looks like first. So the body's nice and small, keeping it tucked and going through both the skin the cat and the normal hang. And passing through a few times. Okay, and as this gets easier, you start to extend the levers. The legs can get longer, and we can go through more of an open tuck position and eventually getting through a straight leg pike position. So leg lift through pike, lower to skin the cat, pull through pikes, reverse back out again. So this involves both a concentric and an eccentric part of the exercise, and we're passing through both the hang and the skin the cat portions and starting to fire the right muscles. So our first progression that we want you to be able to do is shooting for 3 to 5 reps of the lift through to skin the cat. Our second progression towards the back lever is going into a tucked back lever. This one is important. I see a lot of people skip this one and try to do a back lever that's too long of a body shape, so maybe straight body or straddled, but a lot of people skip the tucked back lever, and we'll show you what this looks like. We'll go in from a tucked inverted hang. We'll keep the knees as close to the chest as possible. So here's a start position. We'll lower in so the hips are right in line with the shoulders right there. So you can see it's flat, the head, shoulders, and hips are lowered in. And you can either come back through to the skin the cat position, relax and let go of the rings, or eventually you can come back through the way you came. So the smaller the body, meaning the more compressed the knees are to the body, you're smaller, it's easier to maneuver. When you're in this tucked back lever, this is really the first time you're orienting yourself into being flat with the ground, horizontal, parallel with the floor, and being able to strain the muscles, push down on the rings and hold it. And of course, be able to breathe in it. So that's the tucked back lever. As this progresses, you can start to get a little bit more of open hips, but being able to hold this for firstly 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you're trying to be able to find it and orient yourself into this horizontal position. So that's the second progression, which is the tucked back lever. Next up, we'll go into the open tuck back lever. So instead of being completely compressed and into the smallest position we can make, we'll start to open up the legs a little bit further away from the torso and get into this back lever. So it'll be a little bit more difficult than the previous. So I'm just gonna give Blake a still. So firstly, we're gonna try to get the spine nice and flat. We're no longer curved and tucked. And this can be about a 90-degree angle around that. So you can lower in from this position from the inverted hang and holding this tuck, open tuck. So here we are, flat. Right on, good. Okay. So open tuck back lever. Again, the knees are a little bit further away. You're focusing on the flat spine and trying to get that torso and head horizontal with the floor. So this will be a little bit more difficult. And again, it doesn't have to be 90 degrees, but you're really just opening the tuck away from your body a little bit more than the previous round and focusing on the flatness of your body. Our fourth progression will be the straddle back lever. And what we're doing is essentially just slowly elongating the body. So we start from tuck, open tuck, now we're going straddle lever. Now, the wider the straddle is, the easier this will be. And a lot of you will probably notice, wow, my gluteus medius is really burning here. So this one requires a different skill set of muscle activation and development. So that's a big piece that's different here, but we'll show you the straddled back lever. We will also start this in a straddled inverted hang. So finding the inverted hang position first, straddling, keeping the body open, and then fixing the body and lowering into this horizontal position right there. Okay, so notice how Blake's pushing down on the rings, keeping the body flat. That was a good example. Difficult piece of this as you're training the back lever is finding right where that horizontal parallel portion is. So needing some kind of feedback mechanism of a mirror, camera, or person to really tell you when horizontal is, because the orientation of going from upside down, inverted, into finding this 90-degree lowering, difficult to find if it's higher or lower. So I definitely recommend finding a way of getting a feedback mechanism so you can understand where is this correct position. So anyway, that's our fourth progression, the straddled back lever, and we're slowly elongating the body here. Now, the variable thing about the straddled back lever is if you're tighter in your straddle and cannot go very wide, this can tend to feel and actually be more difficult than some of the later progressions that we have for you. So if you have a 180-degree straddle split, this can feel quite simple in compared to the later progressions, or if you're not able to straddle wide enough, your lever, your body is technically longer, your center of mass is in a different spot. It's actually a much more difficult position to be in. So this is pretty variable depending on your physical abilities, but wider the straddle, easier it is, closer, definitely more difficult. Thanks for watching our progressions for the back lever, and check out our other back lever videos as well. So how strong are you? Calisthenics is the ultimate in bodyweight training because it's fun, challenging, and rewarding, but it's also difficult to know where to start in the whole process. So that's why we created a free calisthenics fitness assessment. And what this will do is it'll help you find out exactly where you are in your pathway of calisthenics mastery. It'll help create personalized workouts for you. It'll help you achieve your goals faster. So we want everyone to have access to this regardless of their budget and location. So as long as you have internet, you'll be able to take control of your fitness program. So click below for the free assessment tool.